Hey all, welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, and today I'm finally back. I finally have some recording software, I finally have some video editing stuff, and I finally have a new device to play Duel Links on. If you guys didn't know, which I wasn't totally verbal about, I had a phone problem, I had to get a new phone, I had to find a phone to play Duel Links on, or another device at least. I'm playing on a small tablet right now, and I actually had lost my Adobe account, so I had to look for some other software, and I wasn't willing to pay for it again this time, especially now that I'm not getting a special deal on it. So I found some new software and everything, and it took a little bit of time to get everything moved over and get a video produced that I felt good about. But now that's back, and now let's get into this new farm. So basically GX has been released, and that's new since I made a video, and that's super huge, and I will have more videos of that coming along in the future as well. But for right now, I figured that what you guys probably want to see the most is what I've been doing the most with GX, and that is farming Alexis. Because Alexis does drop the Cyber Angels, and those are super key to today's meta, and so key that they have already released a notice that Machine Angel Ritual is going to get limited down to 1. That's how powerful the deck was right from the start, and I think this deck is a little bit too powerful as is, and this should nerf it a little bit so that it's not like tier 0 with just Cyber Angels and some control decks. So why don't we jump into the deck, and I can explain the card choices and why I think I chose this deck over all the other ones. So this deck is a Labyrinth Builder deck, and I chose that for consistency reasons. And this deck gets 7,000, 8,000, and the reason why it only gets about 7,000 is because, like I said, consistency. Adding in a fusion or a ritual type of theme makes the deck less consistent, and I feel like that's really key with Alexis. You want to get at least a 7,000 score, and there's a couple key cards to prevent her from beating you instantly. So one of the key cards is Dimension Gate. So Dimension Gate right here is activated by targeting one monster you control and banish that target face up. So this prevents the Dakini's effect that Alexis has from removing the monster right away from the field. And then also she will not direct attack unless she has a monster with over 3,000 attack. So to avoid direct attacks, the other key part of this farm is the Massive Morph. So target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Its attack and defense become double its current attack and defense, but it cannot attack directly. So this prevents her from attacking directly, thus triggering your Dimension Gate and bringing the Labyrinth Wall back. So you can stop all that, and you can be the one to choose when to revive that Labyrinth Wall. And that's revived with the Storm. So Alexis also has Spell Shield type 8. So she'll negate a spell card, and she'll normally negate Storm. She doesn't always, and I don't really know why, but she'll sometimes negate Storm. But you use Storm to get rid of Dimension Gate, thus reviving your Labyrinth Wall, and that also allows you to get rid of her Spell Shield type 8, because the Storm lets you destroy opponent's spell and trap cards. So once that's done, then you can use the other spell cards in your deck to finish her off. So now let's talk about some of the quick tech cards before I get to the final move of the game. So I tossed in some Cat of Ill-Omen, and I chose this because I only have 2 Dimension Gates, and this is a great way of searching out either the Massive Morph or the Dimension Gate depending on what your starting hand has. It just selects a trap card and places it on the top of the deck, so you'll draw it in your next draw phase. And then to make sure she does not deck out before you, I tossed in 2 Pot of Benevolence. So this is just shuffles 2 cards from any graveyard back to the deck, so you want to shuffle hers, and you want to shuffle just the normal monsters, the Elf card, or just her Cyber Angels that are just effect monsters. You want to shuffle them back in. And I tossed this in to prompt her to usually summon out her Cyber Angel that destroys all face-up spell cards on the field. And this is also just an awesome plus if you're able to get it off. So that's why I chose Shard of Greed. You can also just use any other card like Legacy of the Etta, or you can also use Jar of Greed. I just chose Legacy because it is a glossy card, as you can see there. That's all the draw cards. Now during the final turn, this is very key. You want to make sure that you Storm your Labyrinth Wall back on the field in attack position, and use Shield of Sword. Shield of Sword will switch the attack and defense of all face-up monsters in the field, thus giving you a 3,000 attack Labyrinth Wall. Then your opponent must have 3 monsters, which is almost every single time. That way you can summon the Fiend Mega Cyber from your hand, because your opponent will control at least 2 or more monsters than you do, so you will summon this out. And you want to make sure you use this after Shield and Sword, because Shield and Sword will make this attack only 1,200, and thus you won't get the full 10,000 damage. And then once those 2 monsters are out, you can summon out the Gravekeeper's Vassal. So this card inflicts effect damage instead of battle damage when it attacks. And then you just want to make sure you use Secret Path of the Treasures once that's out. Someone face up monster, and then with 1,000 points or less, and they can attack directly. And then you just use double unit attack on it. Thus, you can attack directly, and it'll gain the attack of the 3,000 and the 2,200, giving it over 10,000 damage total attack points there. Thus, giving you the max duel points this deck has to offer, and it's very consistent. And I'm quite pleased with it. And if actually, let's just jump into this really quickly. I just want to showcase before we get into the farm what I have for the Alexis drops. So, level 40, as you can see, I have 3 Dakinis. I have, soon to be only able to use 1, but I have 5 Machine Angel Rituals, and I have all the other ritual monsters that we need, as well as just 2 Machine Angel Absolute Rituals, which is kind of the go-to now. So I just need 1 more from that, and then I'll be successfully farmed her for basically every card she drops, except for, Cyber Blader. And those drops are also I got from leveling her up. I have not just been farming her. And Alexis is level 35. That's how I got a lot of those drops. And finally, here is a test run to show you guys what a farm that is successful should look like. there we have it, another successful farm. I'd say this is about 80 to 90% successful every single time. 8 out of 9 times you're going to have a successful farm with this specific deck. And yes, it only does give you about 7,000, but you could probably up that with some more glossy cards to make it 8,000. I just don't have enough glossy cards. But there we have it. I'm pretty happy with that. That's what I'm going to be using. I just want to know if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns. Just make sure to leave them down below, and I'll be sure to answer them as quickly as I can to the best of my abilities. I just want to say it's nice to be back. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to catch you in the next one. As always, peace.